Abdullah, are we audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Good afternoon.
Okay, Abdullah. So tell me something about yourself.
My name is Mohammed Abdullah, and I belong to Varanasi. I have done my basic schooling from Varanasi itself, and I have completed my BCom honors Financial Market Management from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. Uh, my hobbies is to play and watching football games, and my strengths are I am a very hardworking and very punctual to time person, and my weaknesses are that I have nervousness in public speaking, or I don't have a very much good communication skills. Talking about my experiences, I have done internship during my BCom course. In the fifth semester, I had to go through an summer internship. So I had done an internship in HDFC Bank on the topic of customer services provided by HDFC Bank. So I had to take it was about like a survey to take the feedback of the customers on the various types of services provided by the HDFC Bank. And also I had done a virtual internship in Accenture Private Limited, which was about how to handle corporate problems. It was a virtual internship. It had it was a model which had different kind of problems, and I have to make solutions to them. That was a brief introduction of myself. Thank you.
Okay. So, what is your career goal? Like
Ma'am,
you
if we
want to
talk
do
about
MBA, and what is your career goal? In short, I want.
if I talk about the short-term goal, my first short-term goal is to get an admission in a good MBA college, to get a degree, to get an MBA degree, and enhance my skills to get the theoretical and practical knowledge during MBA. And my long-term goal is to see myself in a good institution, uh, making a good career for myself, and to do good for me and myself, for the myself and towards the organization.
Okay. Okay, over to you, Bhupesh sir.
Okay, Abdullah. According to some activists in America, there is one talk about the homes or the houses in which we live. They were started being created by banks so that they could gain loan or get interest by providing loans for their homes. Do you agree with this statement or not?
So I don't understand what you're saying. Like banks are giving loans for home loans. You're talking
Actually,
about
in the 90s, there was not a scenario when every people have their own home, right? They were locomoting from one place to another. But after establishment of banks, there was a rapid growth in construction of homes or houses for each person. So activists said that bank have created such scenario that people would come to them, get loan for their homes, and provide the interest rate for their whole lifetime. Do you agree with this statement? What's your
Sir,
point of view?
sir, according to me, I guess it's a good thing to get a home loan. I agree that there is a problem. Like it is a kind of demerit for that we have to pay the interest for it for a very long time. But if we talk about it like in a long term, a person who doesn't have a home, who doesn't have a permanent residence, can face various kind of problem. And if he gets a home, I think it is a good thing for them. But of course, every coin has two sides. So if you get something good from it, there also has to be a kind of negative side for it. So I guess overall it's a good thing to have a home. And but yeah, there is also a thing that
Okay.
you said about the interest thing.
If the national currencies are totally overcome by cryptocurrency, then what would be the role of banks there?
So according to me, sir, if we talk about cryptocurrencies, it is a virtual current, which is a virtual currency, which people can trade without the intermediaries. Like if we trade in cryptocurrencies, there is no use of banks. So if all the national currencies are replaced by the cryptocurrencies, the banks are going to face huge kind of problems, because they won't be used. Like in current scenario, everything is regulated, everything is going through a process, and there is a proper regulation, and there are banks, Reserve Bank of India, everything is being regulated, there are proper rules for them. But if we talk about cryptocurrencies, there is like no there is no one whom we can go to if we face any kind of problem. Like there is no intermediary, there is no body which we can
That role can be taken by banks at that time.
Sir, that won't be the
They can
case.
be tracking the transactions only at that time.
But sir, the main theme of the main aim of cryptocurrency is to have a very direct transaction between the between the person and the when the agency, like the cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. There is no one in between. There is a like blockchain in which it works. Like it has a data, everything is stored in a
Okay.
block. Like,
Okay, all right.
We can't
Thank you.
include bank in that. That's what I'm saying.
Abhishek sir, over to you.
Okay, Abdullah, can you mention any 3 book of BCom last semester, which is not a guidebook or help book?
So last semester, sir, I don't actually remember. It's been like
Okay.
over a year.
Okay. What is the difference between provision and reserve? Difference between provision and reserve.
Difference between provision and reserve.
Reserve.
Sir, in which sense?
From accounting point of view.
Provision and reserve.
Reserve.
So provision for depreciation is like we make a provision for reserve, like provision for depreciation, before even depreciating, we assume the value that is going to depreciate and make provision according to that, so that with the passage of time we decrease the value of the machinery or all the assets, like fixed asset. And what is the second thing? Reserve.
Reserve.
Sir, I don't know much about reserve. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Can you tell us the difference between profit and gain? What is the difference between profit and gain?
So gain is termed gain is not recurring. Profit is something which we get with the running of business, like every month, every year. That is profit. But when we get something which is not the part of the business, like selling of something, like a part of, like selling a machinery, the profit we get is called gain, because that is not the part of the business. That is a non-recurring profit.
Yes.
It is
Yes. What is in operation related to operation, that is profit, and which is not related to operation of business, that is gain. Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us all the 4 slab of GST? All rates.
Sorry, sir, I don't remember.
Okay. Can you tell us the one example of perfectly inelastic demand? Perfectly inelastic demand.
So perfectly inelastic demand is something like it is about the product which
you have to give only one. You have to give only one example only, not explanation. Yes.
Example for
Yes.
inelastic demand. Sir, I can't remember right now.
Okay.
I can't get an example right now.
Okay. Can you tell the shape of the demand curve? What is the shape of the demand curve?
So demand curve is sloping downward from left to right.
Okay, I see, ma'am.
Yes, Abdullah. So I want to ask that what is the importance if we spend some amount of money from the budget allocation into the public spending upon the health sector? So what is the importance of health sector?
You were talking about the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
And then?
And I was asking that by this COVID pandemic, we actually got to know that we have to spend more upon the public health. So how we can increase that, and what can be the new provisions for that?
Ma'am, according to me, I think this pandemic has shown us that nothing can be guaranteed, and we need to spend more on our health. So I guess people have got an idea that spending on health is very important, and like these kind of things doesn't come with any warning. So I guess people have understand, everyone has understand that we need to spend more on our health.
So what government is doing for that?
Ma'am, I don't know about that. Not about
Okay.
aware about that.
Okay.
Okay, thanks
Okay,
for
so-
joining us.
Okay, sir.
So